show. It's my pleasure to bring on Akiana Fleurantin, Karen Hicks, and Janelle Martinez. Welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Oh, our pleasure. Our
Yes, thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you. So, I mean, first of all, introduce yourselves. And Janelle, I'm going to start with you and let us know, kind of how you got into this mission. I call it mission work of working with children that are in need of families. So, talk about yourself and how you got to where you are.
Sure, thank you. My name is Janelle Martinez. I am the Deputy Executive Director for Programs here at the National Center for Children and Families. I am a licensed clinical social worker in both the state of Maryland and DC. I got into this work because I used to do this work. I'm a manager now, but I used to do this work as a social worker with children in foster care in DC. I come from a big family. I know what it's like to have all these wonderful supports around you. So my heart just felt really driven to go into a field to kind of impart what I had growing up to children who really don't have that.
Wonderful. And Akiana, go to you next.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Akiana Fleurantin. I am the Director of Foster Family Recruitment, Retention, and Training at the National Center for Children and Families. And very similar to Janelle, I also come from a really big family. I know what it feels like to have supports, to have several other children and adults around you supporting you. And very similar to Janelle, I'm also a licensed social worker, and I've also done the work. I've worked for child protection for many years in the state of Massachusetts. So I am committed to the mission, just making sure that kids are supported. And that's how I ended up at NCCF.
Wonderful. And Karen, AK's in the house.
Yes, yes. Hello, my name is Karen S. Hicks. I am the president of Psi Epsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And as you know, community service has been the cornerstone of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority since we were founded in 1908. We continue to build on our legacy of service, addressing child hunger, promoting positive youth development and leadership programs, and raising awareness about the importance of mental well-being in children. So that's why Psi Epsilon Omega is partnering with the National Center for Children and Families. And you will hear more about it. We're having an event on the 19th, Falling for Foster Care, where resources and efforts are combined to maximize the impact that we will have on local children who are in need of families. So thank you.
So I'm going to talk. I'm going to stick with you for a minute, Karen, because I'm going to talk to Janelle and Akiana a little bit more about the need. But the AKs in your chapter, like you said, you do a lot as it relates to children. And is there something that really sort of brought you into this area? Because children have so many needs, but it could have been anything. Why foster care?
So anytime that we see a need, we try to address it. And this was a great opportunity for Psi Epsilon Omega chapter, to partner with NCCF. As I said earlier, we're combining our resources and we're educating people about foster care. So this is an exciting time for us. It's a new area for us, but at the same time, we're excited to be partnering with NCCF for this.
Well, that's a good place to start because when you say it's a new area for you, I'm sure this whole month is introducing the idea of individuals becoming foster parents, which is a new area or idea for many. And Akiana or Janelle, tell me, what is the recruitment process like, and what does it take to become a foster parent?
Yeah, sure. I can answer that. At NCCF, we have an extremely thorough process for prospectives who want to be a foster parent. So we have a recruitment team who are out in the community, really engaging with the community, answering questions, and just bringing awareness for people who are scared to ask the question, who do not know where to start. In addition to that, we hold monthly foster parent orientations for people who want to learn more about what NCCF does as far as foster care and who are willing to take the first step. Overall, the foster care recruitment process at NCCF is so thorough. We make sure that we assess everyone because we want to choose fit and stable adults to ensure that our kids are well taken care of. And in addition to that, we have a licensing department who focuses on gathering history, and whether it's family history or criminal history, if any, on any perspectives in the community, to make sure that we're selecting the right people.
Janelle, tell us if you can, the state or the need. Share with us the need for foster parents.
Sure. Well, right now, the National Center for Children and Families is one of the largest providers of foster care and adoption in Maryland and DC. We can serve up to about 240 children in foster care from those jurisdictions. But there's a need because we're seeing just again challenges that are occurring across the nation with the substance abuse crisis, and even locally, just the ongoing challenges of poverty and the impact of that on our children in care. And there's just a need for more. Those numbers are not declining. They haven't declined over time. And I think we have to prepare for what may come. And I think having equipped and stable families to be able to receive and just support these children who are separated from their families, and everything that they know and love and are used to. We just need more people to want to come and do the work, to have the heart to serve the most vulnerable. It's just way bigger than a stipend. I have to have the heart to do this and show up every day for these families, for these children who need it.
You are not race specific, are you? Is it all children in the DC and Maryland area?
Yes, correct. All children who are involved in the child welfare system in the state of Maryland, as well as Child and Family Services in DC. We serve all of those children.
Okay. And you said 290?
Up to 240. Up to 240. We have the capacity to do that.
How great is the need beyond that?
I mean, well, when you sit back and you think about just what's happening locally within the district with the gentrification, and there is overemphasis in Black children being involved in the child welfare system. There is just a need to have families who can have the skill set, who have the stability, and just have the passion to want to work. You have to look at fostering and adoption as giving back. Giving back to children who did not experience what maybe you have experienced. Or let's say you have had a challenging childhood and you want to do something different. You want to impact, what you needed when you were younger. And this is a way to give back by fostering and even to adopt.
What are, Akiana, what are the hardest groups to find foster parents for? Is it the infants? Is it the middle schoolers, or those that older group, that may be getting ready to age out of foster care? What's the biggest challenge?
Yeah, that's a really great question. The biggest challenge is with our teens. Older children are typically harder to find families for because they not only have typical teenage behaviors, but also they are more connected to their families. They've been here on the earth longer than young children. They come with their own traditions, their cultural backgrounds, their ideas and beliefs of being with their families and what that means to them. So that is harder to find a family that matches them the way that we would hope. In addition, with some of the difficulties that Janelle mentioned, we see a lot of teen parents come into care because of their circumstances, environmental issues. So we see a lot of teen parents that come into care that do need stable homes for themselves and the babies that they have or the young kids that they have. So that is a difficult group to find families that match their needs.
Wow. I had not thought about that, about teenagers who are parents that need foster homes. That's interesting. We used to work with an organization. The founder has now deceased, which had the National Association of Former Foster Care um, uh, children. And these were the ones that had aged out, that group between 18 and 21, who are not ready to be adults yet, who need a place to live, but yet they still have the challenges of, um, trying to survive on their own. Um, Karen, I want to bring you in because what was the biggest thing that sort of surprised you when your chapter got into this work?
Well, as I said, this is a new area for us. We didn't know a lot about it, but of course, as
We're not
we
hearing you so well. I'm not sure what's happened to your sound.
know, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened. As I said earlier, this is a new area for us. And so, we are always looking at the well being of children. So we just wanted to learn more about it. And this was also a great opportunity for us to provide service in this area with the event that we partnered with. So we're excited about it. We're excited about the event. And we expect that it's going to be a successful event. We already know that it's sold out, um, and we know that it's inspiring when others talk about the stories and have discussion about becoming foster parents, and just ways of getting the children involved that need foster care. So we are, like I said, very excited about this.
You keep saying event. So let's
Oh,
talk about this event, Karen.
certainly.
What are we getting ready to do to support these children?
Okay, so the event is on the 19th of this month. It's at Busboard and Port. It is sold out, so we're not really promoting it too much. But this event, you would learn more about, becoming a foster parent. Also, we're collecting toys. We're asking the attendees to donate toys that will be distributed at the NCCF's holiday party in December.
So, folks, you're having an event. Folks can't come to this event right now because it is sold out, but you're still collecting, as you said, toys. How can folks donate to either your event or to the National Association? How can people be supportive? I know you're looking for foster parents. That's the bottom line. And I'm gonna get back to a question I have for you, Akiana. But how can people be supportive if they are not in a position, they think, to be a foster parent? What else can they do to support the chapter or the organization?
Akiana, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I can answer that. So there are so many ways to support children in foster care. Oftentimes in recruitment, we will hear from people in the community who will say, I'm not ready to foster right now, or I do not have the resources to foster, whatever that may be space in their home or availability, but they want to pour back, they want to pour into the community to support foster care. And what that looks like, we do have an annual holiday celebration for the children who are in foster care. During that celebration, they all come together, all of our families come together, and the kids are gifted gifts. All of the gifts are donated to us, so that is a great way to help, and I can share that information. You can always reach out directly to the National Center for Children and Families, and we can also loop Karen in with accepting donations on her chapter's behalf. In addition to that, if you cannot give, because we know that some people may not have the ability to give, we are always accepting volunteers at the National Center for Children and Families. We are looking for people who are great with kids, who can organize, who can set up whatever it is for our events. We have several events in the community all year round. So you can also volunteer to one of the community events if you cannot provide any gifts or attend the event.
Wonderful. And the one thing I wanted to ask before I let you all go, because I'm just curious. Um, yeah, we have a question from one of our viewers who wants to know how parents are vetted before they are matched with with a foster child. What's recommended for parents to be vetted? I guess that's the question. Yeah.
For foster
For
parents.
foster parents. Yeah. How
Yeah,
are parents
so
vetted?
we slightly touch base about they are connected to a recruiter who assesses them throughout the way, their needs, their goals of why they want to foster, what their family dynamic is like. That is very much a pre assessment because during the licensing process, families are also studied. By a licensed social worker to really dig deep into what their family dynamic is, like how they can support a child, what age may be the best for them to be connected to, maybe what struggles they have and what areas they may need support and education on. So we do have a detailed process for vetting foster parents to be matched with the youth when a youth is in foster care.
Okay. And the last thing I want to ask, which is good, is you talked about frequently asked questions. What is that? Just give me one that people always ask, that, and give us that answer.
We often, in the recruitment department, we often are asked about adoption and what that looks like. I think the misconception is that there are many children just waiting to be adopted that are not, that have no biological family. And that is not the case. You know, NCCF is a foster to adopt agency. We focus on reunification, but there are many times that children cannot be reunified with their families. And in those situations, we do explore permanent options for our foster families to see if they can adopt. But they are not children just sitting, waiting to be adopted with the National Center for Families that do not have families of their own. Because even with adoption, every child is tied to their family, their biological family, and should somewhat stay connected to those families. We do want to promote that and support them doing that.
That's wonderful. I keep saying this the last question, but I keep thinking of something else. But not too long ago, I had a neighbor actually who had, over the years, had over 12 children that he fostered. When he passed, his funeral was amazing because all of them showed up, and told amazing stories about how he, as a single man, actually fostered these children and got them into college and a whole bunch of stuff. Do you have heroes like that you all celebrate? Heroes or sheroes that you all celebrate? Jamel,
Yeah,
Janelle?
I would say absolutely.
Uh-huh.
We do a lot of recognitions. We've had foster parents who've been fostering with us for about 30 years. And we also like to celebrate some of our new foster parents who are just starting in, but they're hitting the ground running. So we do we do an annual foster parent awards ceremony for them, where they can come and we acknowledge and recognize some foster families who have just gone above and beyond, and just shown like they're, how wonderful they are in doing this work. But yes, we have families who have fostered hundreds of children with us, who have special skill sets. They partner with other foster parents to give them strategies and tips on this is what worked for them and this is what you can do. It really is a community. We really like to encourage our foster parents to have a community within themselves because this is hard work. Parenting is hard work,
Tell me.
and parenting children who have extensive trauma and are involved in these systems where they're separated from their family of origin, you're going to need support. It really, truly takes a village.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. One of my favorite commercials on television is, it's one about teenagers, and that they are looking for great homes. I don't know if you all have seen it, but it's about becoming a foster parent, and that teenagers need love. And so, how can people reach out to you if they're interested in getting more information? I think we have your information here, but do you mind sharing it?
Yeah, of course. There are a few ways to reach out to us. One of the easiest ways is to go to our website. So you can go to www.nccf/cares.org, and you can go to the foster parent tab. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and fill out an interest form. You can just start from the beginning with just giving your name and your contact information, and myself or someone on my team will contact you just to answer the basic questions that you may have.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank you all, and you too, Karen, for bringing the chapter along and supporting this program. Like you said, it's new to you. Next year, you're going to be a veteran, and encouraging all kinds of folks to get involved. So, and finding a bigger venue. I love Bus Boys, but after the show, a lot of folks might want to show up. So, thanks again. Thanks a lot for supporting what you're doing for this much needed this effort.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks a lot, ladies. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you. You
you.
too.
All righty. Bye bye.